In this week's episode, we're looking back and I'm rating my performance in 2024, and then we're going to be looking forward and letting you in on what I'm going to be up to in 2025. Good morning team, and welcome to the weekly vlog. And like I said, we're going to be looking back over my training and those couple of marathons. Then we're going to be looking forward. So I'm just out here getting 6 miles this morning, sort of a bit of a step back in, I would say, after having a bit of downtime after the marathon. I've got the Zoomfly 6 on today, which I'm rather enjoying, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a cracking morning. Fog is rising. It's totally autumnal, which is pretty awesome. I love it. So I think it's always worth making these videos, more for me, but to look back, look forward, because I think you need to summarise it, you need to sort of box it off and then move on. And that's why I wanted to make this video again at this time of year. So if you didn't know, this year we done 3 marathons. We did London, Berlin and Yorkshire. The focus at the start of the year was on Berlin. So I ran and trained. Well, I trained well for London, over here actually. Got plenty of miles in. I think I did well, a lot of speed in my legs, and then ran London with the aim of running basically 3:30 pace, 3 hours and 30 minutes marathon pace, which is, well, I was just under 8-minute miles with Hayden all the way to 20, just to get an understanding of how that feels, sort of get the confidence of running that hard pace for me deep into the race. And that was key, and I executed it. It was an epic race. The FORDY Runs cheer station at mile 19 was just, well, that'll never leave me. But also running with Hayden, that was super awesome. But yeah, London was a success. I think I ended up at 3:44. Not that times matter to me, but it was more that I got that to 20 miles at that goal pace, and then I was set really for then Berlin training, which would then kick in the summer. But then, as you've hopefully seen on the channel, if you've not checked the video out, I tore my calf muscle literally 2 days after. Funnily enough, right, just up here, which is strange that we're filming this here. But yeah, I tore my calf muscle, and that put me out of action, like solid no running for I think 7 weeks, with absolutely no running at all. Which, as I said, watch that video and then give you an insight into the mental health aspect of running with or having an injury when you're a keen runner like me. So I entered into a rehab, physio, thanks to Carter and George, again give them a shout out. Rehab and getting straight. Got to the gym, spent the most time in the gym this year I think I've ever done, which is good news, and we'll talk about that when we look forward. But yeah, got into the gym, got stronger, worked really hard on strengthening everything, but more importantly coming back a little bit stronger, because it's always a worry that you come back too soon or you re-injure yourself or something like that. So it's really important for me in this sort of injury stage to focus on that rehab and getting stronger. So while all my mates were doing all their races, park run and all that sort of stuff, and I would go along, I was getting fit, getting back in shape in the gym, which, you know what, was a blessing in a way, because it kept me strong up here. But yeah, so we got strong, got fit, and I was able to resume training because my Berlin block started, and I was like run walking at the start of that, which was, well, when I look back on it, amazing really to think I ended up running the Berlin Marathon and I was run walking the first couple of weeks of that training block. Crazy. So we got after it. I trained over here with Ben, who was obviously training for his sub 3. That was awesome. And then got some races done, got through that 20-mile race done, ticked the box. I was feeling good, but there was no point doing any speed work or anything like that in there. That was all about stamina and endurance, which I needed. I couldn't push it too hard because the calf, right? So that was the key for me. So it was build stamina, build strength. Got to Berlin and I was really happy. So the Berlin Marathon, I ran just under 4, sub 4. I was feeling strong, so I had a bit of an issue. Watched the race vlog, but I caught him up, ruined myself. Me and then coming into sub 4. But more importantly than anything else, I felt great afterwards. No side effects, no nothing. So it showed the training had worked. So I took a couple of weeks sort of recovery, because it was only literally 2 weeks, and then was back out of the Yorkshire Marathon, which I really enjoyed. We ran it in a storm. It was crazy. Watched the vlog, but it was unbelievable. I ran it with Toe, which was just the best fun ever. But yeah, ran that, and to be honest with you, I could have kept going at the end. So yeah, that's really good. Really pleased with that. And I was out running again this week, a little bit earlier than normal on Thursday. I was back out because I was so, I don't know, recovered so well. Don't get me wrong, I'm taking it easy, but it was great to feel like I could go running earlier than normal. So I always like to sort of mark myself out of 10. Now it's like, got like a thing I do. And I think it's worth you doing the same. Give yourself a rating, see what you can improve on, because you can always improve. So in terms of training, I'm giving myself a 10, because I was really sensible. I trained well in the winter through to spring, trained really well actually. As I said, ran 20 miles, target pace, did all the work I needed to do, ready to build on that second block, which obviously didn't come, but got all the correct work done. And then I showed I'd say the perseverance and the experience. Experience is probably the best way. In that second block for Berlin, to not do the speed work, to look at building my stamina. How can I best increase my endurance? A lot of aerobic work, you know, that sort of thing. So in terms of training, give myself a 10. I executed it. I got Berlin done, no issues. Yorkshire done, no issues. And after tearing your calf, that ain't a bad shot, is it? Strength training, I'm going to give myself a 10 because usually I'm useless at it and I had no choice. So no, I'll probably give myself a 7. I definitely backed off of it as we got closer to Berlin because I was conscious of not overdoing it. Not, you know, with the running coming back, you know, doing 20 mile weeks, runs, and then 50 mile weeks as well. I was conscious of not overloading myself, not overloading the calf, which I think is really, really important to do. So that's why I backed off a bit. So yeah, probably about 7, but honestly, I was really going for it in the gym, and that's really something I want to build on, and we'll come on to that in just a minute. Races, performance, give myself about a 3. I didn't run anything hard this year. To be fair, a lot of that I think is down to the marathon injury, because usually I would do like London and then kick on and try and take some down some times, but because of the injury I didn't. But before London, I don't know, I was so focused on training for that 3:30 pace run, I sort of neglected the races a bit. So I'd say, yeah, low mark for the races performance. I didn't do a particularly good job on that really, which is, I think, understandable to a degree, but definitely need to get confidence back and definitely need to chase after it a little bit towards the end of this year and into next. So overall, I'm happy with myself. In fact, I'm really happy. Come back from that injury, that was tough. Honestly, again, watch that video in terms of mental health this year. It's a real struggle when I was injured. Never been out for that long, so yeah, that was hard. So I give myself massive props this year, which you need to do as well. You know, you really need to be, yeah, hard on yourself, but also when you've done stuff good, when you've had positive outcomes, make sure you reaffirm it, because it will make you a better runner. It really will. But let's move forward now. Let's look ahead. So next year is going to be a really busy year, like really busy. Funnily enough, I actually booked my flights to Chicago yesterday. We'll do that. I'll come on to that in just a bit, but yeah, it's going to be a really, really busy year next year. But we do have to sort of end the year. We've got a couple of things planned. I'm pacing Paigey, who was in the Yorkshire video, up to 10k, hopefully 10k PB. We're going to be going over there and doing that in a couple of weeks. We'll put that on the channel. So looking forward to that one and running with him. And then we've got big 40 runs event. We're all doing the Fulham 10k. Loads of us are doing that, which is going to be awesome. We've also got big Christmas run in London again. We're heading to the Skechers store. They're letting us take that over. We're going to do the Christmas lights run, and then basically in December I'm going to turn it right down and really back off and have, well, basically a month off. It is important to take breaks, and for someone who does a lot, you know, as I said, well publicised, I work 70 hours a week because I'm not full-time on YouTube at the moment. I've got a full-time job and I do this, do the club, do the coaching, do everything. It's crazy. It can get to a point of overwhelm, so I've set myself aside to take December off. Not from the channel, we'll still be making videos and stuff. We'll still have the usual weekly vlog that we're trying to do. So every episode, a new episode every Sunday. But yeah, just try and dial it down a bit. Obviously, the shoe reviews, we've got a few shoes coming in, but try and dial that down a bit as well. I've got a trip at the end of November with Adidas that I'm doing, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, other than that, we are really, honestly, we're going to dial it down a bit. try and give myself a little bit of a break and come back into the new year totally refreshed. And then we're looking forward to next year. We've got so many good races booked and we've got so many races to do. It's going to be epic. So the priority for me in 2025 is the Chicago Marathon. We've got the flights booked and there's about 1,040,000 runners going out there, which is going to be epic. I'm really excited about that, but that's going to be my A race for next year. Now I've targeted that because, well, firstly, Ben's running and he knows the course, so he's going to help me out. And secondly, so is Hayden, right? But I want to use the first part of the year, which is London, Paris and London, to again get some of that speed back, because so I've done that endurance block like I said about, right, but I've lost some of that speed, which is where I referenced the races from. So I've lost some of that speed, so I need to get that back over the winter, in terms of get back down to that sort of 3:30 pace, but also then have the summer to work on my speed, use races, you know, to get faster, do some of the more dedicated speed work that I need to get back, you know, so I can get nearer those times of like 40-minute 10k, which is what I was close to, you know, 1:35 half, which I was running, and I ran that comfortably the other year. Do you know what I mean? So I need to get back there, and the key to do that is I think I need one more block for say Paris for London, and then a summer of like speed races and that sort of thing to get the confidence to be able to go to Chicago and run hard. So that's the plan. Marathon training starts on the 6th, officially 6th of January, but I actually will start it early. I'll probably start going into a block in December because we've got Christmas. I'll make sure I get some longer stuff in there. That's really key for me to keep sort of ticking over. Nothing crazy, but just run to feel, you know, some park run sandwiches, that sort of thing, just to say, just to keep the endurance up, keep the legs turning over, keep the mileage at about 30-40 miles. No, probably not 40 miles, about 30 miles will be good. Yeah, just keep ticking over. And then start building up again in December. So there we go. That's the plans. As always, thanks for the support. I really do appreciate it. It's been an epic year, and it seems funny to be talking about looking back, looking forward already at this time of the year, but I do like to do it. And I said more importantly this year because I want to take some downtime in December, so I'm probably not going to be making videos like this in December. Let me know in the comments, or drop me an email if there's anything specific you wanna know or see or hear on the channel next year. That's always good to get your feedback at the end of the year. Let me know what you've enjoyed, what you've not enjoyed, that kind of stuff as well. So whether you put it in the comments or whether you drop me an email, hello@fordyruns.com, always appreciate your feedback. Don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, we're always trying to get new subscribers on this channel because it helps push the videos out to more people. So again, make sure you let everybody know about this channel. I try my hardest with the videos. I think I've learned quite a lot this year in terms of the content creation and the editing and all that sort of stuff. I've got a bit smarter this year in terms of the content I'm creating and the way I like to create it. I think I've improved this year, if I'm honest with myself. And actually, you know what, that's a good point. Let's talk about that before we finish the video. Yeah, I think this year I've really tried to focus a little bit more on less of like winging it with the videos, which we'll always do because that's just me and my personality. But yeah, less winging it on the videos, trying to be a little bit more creative, really focusing in on the weekly vlog as a series, as an episode every week for you guys to catch up with what I'm up to and that kind of thing, all the stupid things that we do get up to and some of the cool things that we do get up to, like the races. I love to take you along to the races. That's what the foundation of the channel was originally built on, right? So yeah, we'll make sure we continue that sort of thing. But yeah, there's other things. Obviously, we are shoe focused on the channel because I like running shoes, and I'll try to get a deeper into those next year. I think a little bit more on the technical stuff. I think that's quite interesting because you guys are obviously learning more about the shoes as well, which is good, and I think we can have more meaningful stuff, so I can talk about that a little bit more. But also, I was thinking about doing more of the coaching stuff. Obviously, I am a qualified athletics and running coach. I coach a lot of runners, very successfully as well. So, let me know. Would you be interested in seeing more of that sort of stuff? I think that could be interesting to do. A little bit more coaching oriented, not tips and things like that. I'm talking like, proper coaching stuff. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. But yeah, as a content creator this year, I put the running aside, I think I've also improved. So marks out of 10 for that. I'll give myself, I'd say a 7 or an 8. I've definitely improved, and I think that's the most important thing. You can just try and improve every year, and
and that's all you can do. Right, team, so that's it. That's the weekly vlog done. Bit of a strange one, I know, but I wanted to do this this week. Got no idea what's coming in next week's episode. It could be anything. But yeah, so make sure you stick around for that, and like I always say, make sure you subscribe and tell everybody about this channel. It's down to you guys to spread the word. But yeah, I will see you next week. Thanks a lot for sticking around to the end of the video. I'll catch you guys later.